Good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back. I am so happy to be back from vacation, and I then had to go to Florida and do an on-site, and it's good to be back online again. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Chris, Bob, Bill, Michael. Hope everybody had a great summer so far. It's not over yet. We still got another week going up until Labor Day, so definitely enjoy your summer. I know I have, and that's what we work for. But let me tell you, yesterday, I just flew back last night. I was in Florida. I was working with Tom Busby from DTI. We did a on-site class, and you all know that we have the really big one here in New York City that's coming up at the end of October. If you have not, I know we have a lot of you registered for it already. Some of you still, don't know too much about it. But I'm just getting the some finalized, within the next couple of days. So you'll get that alert on how to do it. But I'll tell you the reason why I bring this up is one of the good things I've learned from doing on-sites. And I listen, I really strongly recommend doing it. I always like doing them. And it kind of helps all of us with the core. And some of you here that have been here for so long, have been to several of them. Lita's been here so many times. I think she's like record. Just everyone here. Glenn's been here so many times. I can go on and on and on. Mark, Mike, everybody. Andrea. It really kind of helps you guys mold together, and it helps me too also to work with you one-on-one, and I keep forgetting how much fun it was. And we're going to be doing a lot more of them. I'm actually going back down to Florida and doing Sawgrass, but our big event that's coming up is at the end of October. So please get that opportunity to be there. But it's really a great experience. I love doing it. I just love meeting the students. I love talking to you guys. And it just, it really just changes everything. And what was the biggest thing that really changed and showed everyone was level 4. When they came and they saw level 4, they literally it just, as much as some of the students were there, I mean, some of them, because they were like 50-50, the students had never seen me before, seeing level 4 for the first time, they fell off their chair. And you know what? You could explain it so much better, and you could talk back and forth so much better when you're there. So if you have not done it yet, if you have not registered yet, please talk to Education Advisor. Highly recommend you do it. Probably the best investment that you can make towards your education on top of being here. Now, let's talk about a couple of stocks that are moving, because we are getting some big moves. Stock drug is moving phenomenal. We saw Bed Bath & Beyond moving pretty good this morning. Got a little nasty. Peloton came out with some news also that moved pretty well. Before we talk about it and get back to these stocks up 50%, 60% like drug, let's talk about what happened yesterday. So anyway, yesterday when I did the 2-day event on site, and Monday was actually pretty good. Yesterday kind of sucked. There was only one stock that made a really, really nice move. And being here in the summertime, we always get about maybe, 5 to 10 stocks. When we get around September, we'll get close to between, 8 to 15 stocks that are moving. And like I told my on-site students, and you here that have been here before, or, hear it all the time, you're going to miss 90% of them, okay? 9 out of 10 you're going to miss. But don't worry, you'll get that last one. As long as you wake up in the morning, you got something to look forward to, and there's going to be something out there for you to trade. That's the beauty of it. But NEPT had a really nice move. You could see it right here. Stock was a $20 stock, came all the way down to about $1.20. Had a really nice push here from $2.20 all the way up to about $3.20. Nice push right there. My favorite, this is the one we traded yesterday at the on-site. We did really, really well with this trade right here, and that was INDO. Now, INDO, if you look here on the long-term chart, this stock had a great short squeeze, which is another thing when, sometimes I have to remind myself, that some of us need to be explained a little bit better. And I was talking specifically about short squeezes, and I'm not here to educate you about short squeezes right now. We do a class on that. You can come to on-site and do that. But the reason why I bring it up now is because INDO, and this is why the conversation came up, some people thought they knew what a short squeeze is, but they really didn't. But here you can see a stock went from 15 all the way up to $87. A lot of you remember trading this stock back in March. Is it going to $87 again? Listen, You can't look at the past. You got to look at the future. But yesterday, it did move really nicely right at the gate. It ran from 860 all the way up to about 980. And what was really cool about this stock is that it had a major resistance right around this 980 price range, right around there, $10 right there. And we were trading it right around here. And then all of a sudden, you could see how this thing just broke out right after a little bit 10 o'clock, busted through that resistance. We saw there was another huge iceberg order right around 11, and from 11, you could see this thing shot all the way up to about 1260. And look at it, within an hour and a half, where are you going to make this type of money? You know, this type of a volatility right here on stocks like this. Not going out there and trading your Facebooks and your Apples and your Googles and stuff. You know, it's all about less risk, more reward. But this was really probably the only really good mover as of yesterday. Now, there was something expensive that did move yesterday also, and that was Zoom. Now, for some of you who don't know Zoom, we were trading Zoom for a long time. I owned Zoom when it was at $400. I actually had it at 80. And this is during the pandemic. I sold at 150, and then I bought it back at 400. Look where it is today, okay? So this stock did great due to the pandemic, but you could see how the stock right here, now the pandemic kind of died out. This thing is just basically dwindling down. So not really doing too well, but it was a great short yesterday. What was nice about Zoom is that another thing, when we were here yesterday, and I know some of you in the cyber group, Josh and Rich, were doing a fabulous job. By the way, Josh and Rich, I'd like to thank you guys for taking care of the traders while I was gone and being in there. You guys did a great job, and I'd like to thank you for that too. You know, running the room and getting everyone all excited and stuff like that. But getting back to the Zoom trade, there was huge iceberg orders out there, and these iceberg orders were getting done. I mean, they were literally there at 83. They were getting filled, broke through it. You could see it was a major support to major resistance right there. You know how we talked the floors and ceilings, all that stuff. Broke it everywhere, and that was a nice short. The only bad thing is it was $83, okay? And you $10 stock, then trade a $81 stock, okay? But you could see there really was not that much. It kind of sucked yesterday, not really that good volatility. But you know what? There's a lot of good things that are moving today. Today was actually, this morning in pre-market, we're doing pretty well. I want to start off, we'll start off with Bobby J. So Bed Bath & Beyond, right around 7:30 this morning, did phenomenal. And then program trading kicked in right around 8 o'clock, which that's where we get program trading kicked in. And let me just blow this up so you can see a little bit bigger. You could see it right there that there was that slingshot, how it ran from like 1070 to 1220. But for some of you that were here around 745, you did really well on the stock. Everyone should have probably got in. I know some of you logged in a little bit earlier, around 7:30, but I thought this was really the icing on the cake right around this $11 price range. A lot of resistance levels, orders are getting done. Damn thing ran all the way to 1220. I know I saw some resistances right around 1160, 1180. And you know what? This thing, if it was trading during the market hours like it was doing pre-market, it would probably got halted about 10 times. But we all know the stock very, very well because just the last couple of days, we were trading it, ran from $8.75 all the way to $30. Great short squeeze, and obviously, it had a good pre-market. Now, so we're going to keep an eye on it. Just get my pen out here. So we're going to keep an eye on this one. Obviously, made the move. Now, another thing that I was also talking about in onsite with the traders, and some of the new traders didn't understand the volatility, category 1, category 2, 3, and 4. So listen, just because you think you could afford a $10 stock doesn't mean you could trade afford a $10 stock. These things sometimes can be very, very volatile. So, right away, I mean, just looking at it, we already know it's at a minimum of category 3, minimum. All right. Now, drug, that also great runner up this morning. Stock we traded just a couple of days ago. The stock ran from literally 90 cents up to about $5 a share, $4.75. Great mover. He's moving pretty good this morning. Looked like also a good short squeeze. Because listen, nothing goes from $1 to $5, $4. Okay, nothing goes up 300-400% other than it's probably a short squeeze. but it never held there. It came right back down, but she's moving again this morning. She's got good volatility. Listen, another thing that some of the traders on site brought up to me, and you know what they said, and you guys should really appreciate it. Be like, Fausto, first of all, how did these stocks become a category 1 and all of a sudden become a category 4? How do you actually catch on to them before everyone else catches on to them, which makes these things run fast as you can? Well, very simple, experience. And that's why you guys are part of the cyber group. And if you're in the cyber group and you are a student CTU, you know how we find it before the rest of Main Street finds out. So, and I'm going to talk more about that next week when we do phase 3. But, obviously this morning, I just want to get through the watch list. Another stock that looks pretty interesting, not really that much of a movement since 8 o'clock this morning, is SPRC. And let me just bring it up on my level 4, SPRC. Let me just load it up. See where the orders are on this stock, if they showed up. Yeah, not really that much out there. Not really that much. There's a guy right here at 50 cents, $1.50. By the way, drug, just want to bring this up. This is the reason why the stock took off. You could see some iceberg orders, and Bobby J was really awesome. This stock started building a ladder effect, which is another thing I was covering on the on-site, and that's the reason why that thing just literally went up. And if you're a student of CTU, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to a ladder. I'll just zoom in here so you guys can see a little bit better. You can see these orders showing up right here, ladder, 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 and that's why the thing went up. All right, just saw those orders coming up. And you know what? I got to keep repeating it over and over and over again. How do stocks go up and go down? And I kept testing my on-site students, and some of them, it took them like several times to figure it out. Buyers and sellers. Got to learn how to keep the KISS method, keep it simple. And NERV, not really doing that much right there. This stock moved, just popped all of a sudden. And you know what? I'll put it on the watch list for one reason, because we did trade this back at the beginning of August. It did run from $1 to $1.80. So that one, we could keep an eye on that. If that stock did not move back in the past like that, I would not even consider it. Would not even look at it. TBLT, we traded this stock before. The stock was at, this was actually a reverse stock split. Went from like 15 cents to $20. It came right back down. So TBLT, 360,000 shares, pretty decent move right now, up 12%. Listen, yesterday, when we were at the top 10 biggest percentage gainers, we're already at like 5%. This kind of shows you how bad it is. Peloton's probably going to move this morning, with that news. But remember, Peloton is a very, very volatile stock. And by the way, another stock that was a COVID-related stock, this thing ran from literally $26 to $175. It's just incredible. We were talking about this also on site, how some of these stocks that got destroyed, Carvana, we're talking about that, $350 stock came all the way down to 25. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on and on. All right, let's go hop over to the losers. I didn't see anything there in the losers. Hopping over to New York Stock Exchange. Looks like we got a buyout with TRQ. That was another thing we talked about yesterday. FTCH, $9 stock, 2.3 million shares. Don't really like how the pre-market looks on how it's trading, but I'll put this on the B list. And the only reason why is we got what, we got 6 stocks already. Getty Images, that was a fun stock that we traded. That was that IPO, went from like $10 all the way to $35. Not really anything good there. All right, looks like we crapped out. That's about it. All right. So we got a pretty decent amount of stocks right here. Anything I'm missing I did not call out. Norman's saying the JWN. Let's go check that out. JWN. Sometimes things pop out of nowhere. Listen, Nordstrom's, is getting really beat up this morning. Was it earnings? That's how we know. Yeah, earnings came out. You could see it. Not looking too well. Earnings could be a really big catastrophe on that. You could tell right away because it's 4 o'clock right there. That was another thing I had to cover too. So people don't know, how do you know it was earnings? You got to look at the day before. We'll put it on the B list. You listen, one of the reasons why we would trade it is because there's going to be volatility in it, not because we're trying to get a dead cat bounce on it. Sophie to watch too, Brian. SOFI. You know, Sophie's up about it's up about 7%. It's got a good spread. It really didn't move any. It didn't really move that much since 8 o'clock this morning. It's trading with a 10-cent move, Brian. But we could probably keep an eye on it. I did well on my on your short. There you go, Michael. There you go. Look at that. Did well on his short. Let's share that. Beautiful, Michael. That's in the cyber group room. There we go. All right. So, all right, guys. So let's get ready for the market open up. We got about 15 minutes. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be doing another free webinar for everyone, open house for everybody. And then on Friday, I'm going to be on Meet the Pros. And next week, I'm going to be at NASDAQ. Going to be talking about level 2 again. So, you know, I'm a regular guest there, so don't forget to miss that. We got phase 3 that's going on next week. And the most exciting part, if you're a student, whatever it is, we are going to be open. We're modifying the chat room where you're going to see more features. You're going to see better apps. We put a lot of time, a lot of effort over the summertime. I got to thank Greg Literature here at CTU, our top IT programmer, working with his staff to really get that up and running. You guys are going to see so much more better technology, faster way of learning. A lot of good stuff going to come up. So we'll let you know as these things come up. But they're right around the block. We got the swing trading course coming up. We got tons of stuff going on. So listen, we make an investment in our traders. Everything we do, we try to make you better, because the faster you learn, the better you're going to do at trading. And that's why we've been doing it for 30 years. So thanks, everybody, and thank the staff. And we'll see you when the market opens up. And if you're watching YouTube, Facebook Live, we'll see you back here at 2:30. Thanks, everybody. Happy trading.